Bees don't waste their time explaining to flies why honey is better than shit. They don't. So when you're a person that wants more out of life, and you have this whole complete different mindset than everybody, and you're trying to break out of the 9 to 5 lifestyle, and you want to own a business or do something that gives you financial freedom, and you could live this life that you only see on TV that people could only dream about, they're not going to understand it because they're flies. Don't sit there and waste your time trying to explain to them why financial freedom is better than a 9 to 5. Some people are just wired that way. Some people were raised their whole entire lives believing that the 9 to 5 was the way to go. Go to school, get a college degree, get a job, work for 30 years, and retire an old man or an old lady, and retire with $1 million in your bank account, and that's life. They weren't they see the thing about social media, and I'm starting to think that the system has put it in everybody's minds that technology and social media is bad for kids, which it is in some areas. But if you could control it, which you can, because there's a thing called the algorithm, if you could control it to show kids that there's a different way of living, then I don't see nothing wrong with it. And they weren't they they didn't have the technology that we have now. I'm gonna give you one thing. One thing that is a major source of information is TikTok. And there is a reason why the United States wanted to shut TikTok down, because it's given up a whole lot of information. It's letting us know about the system and how it's rigged. It's letting us know about the governments, what they're keeping behind closed doors. It's letting us know everything. So when the older generation was growing up, they weren't watching these videos and realizing that the people that started the educational system, they structured it in a way to where everybody becomes a worker. They didn't grow up knowing that it's rigged. It's rigged to keep you as a 9 to 5 worker. The system is rigged to give the less pay, the most least amount of pay to the hardest workers. They didn't grow up realizing that. They grew up being showed what the system wanted to show them. Us having all this technology, now we're in on the secrets, and we're figuring out all these secrets, and this isn't the way. This isn't the right way. There's a other life that I could live. They didn't have Instagram and YouTube and Facebook to show people, hey, I live this lifestyle. I'm buying a Lamborghini every month. I'm giving away $100,000 to a random person on the street. They didn't have social medias to show people that. All they had was the TV, and the government controlled what was put on the TV. So if somebody grew up like that, was wired like that, was raised like that, and was brainwashed like that, you're not going to be able to talk them into believing that they could live a better life. See, I've just seen too many of these videos. I know personally, I know people that live these lifestyles, and I fully believe that I could live this lifestyle because they told me I can. You just have to change your mindset. It's all about your mindset. They have studies where two brothers live in the same exact house, raised the same exact way. One ends up being rich, one ends up being a 9 to 5 worker. No differences. The only difference was the mindset, how you think, how you plan things out. You can't, it sucks, but the only thing that we could do from there is to just be bees and go fly to the honey and make sure our kids don't grow up as flies. We got to make sure that we're raising bees. And so that way it goes on for generations and generations. I'm going to write a book for my bloodline to go by. I don't want them to go by this 9 to 5, rigged system. I want them to go by my book on how I broke out of the system. And this is how you guys are going to. Not how you can, how you guys are going to. Because the 9 to 5 is not, nobody likes it. The people that like it, they really don't. They like it because they believe that's all that's available. If they had a choice to live freely, making $1 million a month, doing nothing because they hired somebody to control the company, versus them clocking in, them punching into work 8 hours a day, making there ain't no jobs where you're gonna make $1 million a month, but $1 million a year or $250,000 a year. Nobody's gonna take that over that. So you can't convince them why. You can't convince the flies why honey's better than shit. So just keep on going to go get your honey. Go to the hive. So stop wasting your time on trying to convince people that they should want a better life for themselves. That sentence alone just sounds crazy, but that's the way how it is. Stop wasting your time on that.